Last weekend, Disney released an animated sequel to Night at the Museum called The Rise of Kamun-Ra. So now it's time to rank all 4 Night at the Museum movies from worst to best. Coming out last place is Kamun-Ra Rises Again. Now, there are still some fun ideas in this movie. I think the animation style is pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the Curious George TV show or the Tangled TV show. And there are some great new characters and jokes, but on a plot level, it's incredibly weak. It feels lazy to reuse Kamun-Ra as the villain when there's so many other historical figures throughout history that you could have used as villains. And honestly, I feel like going back to the original museum from New York just doesn't work, because all the other sequels went to different museums and had a lot of fun introducing new historical figures and seeing the exhibits come to life. Now, Ben Stiller's character from the other movies, who in this one is played by Zachary Levi, he works at a museum in Tokyo now, and honestly, that seems like a much more fun idea than just redoing the same thing as the first film. It also feels a bit more juvenile compared to the other films in the franchise. It's definitely geared more towards a younger audience, and it feels more like a pilot episode to a Saturday morning cartoon. Number 3, Secret of the Tomb. I'm pretty mixed on this film. It still has a lot of creativity to it, and it was also the last film with the late Robin Williams. And the first half of the film is decent. It's not great, but it's watchable. It's decent. But then the second half happens, and then they just kind of out of nowhere make Lancelot this villain who really doesn't have that great of a motivation. There are still some fun scenes like the M.C. Escher painting chase. It's watchable, but it's not as great as the previous entries. Number 2, Night at the Museum, the original. This is a creative movie with a fun premise. The idea of exhibits in a museum coming to life at night is fun to explore. It's got a great cast behind it. It makes learning history really fun. It's exciting. It's got great mythology behind it. It's got a little bit of a mystery to it. I don't really have any major problems with this movie. I think it's pretty good the way it is. I just think that my number 1 pick is slightly better. And number 1 is Battle of the Smithsonian. Everything that works about the first movie is done again here, and it has even more creativity. For example, in this one, not only do statues and models come to life, but so do paintings and even items in the gift shop. Amy Adams is incredibly charming in this film, and she has a lot of fun as Amelia Earhart, and she has a really great dynamic with Ben Stiller. However, I think that Hank Azaria can get annoying and overact at times, which is a little bit, it makes this not a perfect movie. I think Hank Azaria, a little bit annoying at times in this movie. And unfortunately, the jokes that don't work are the ones that the film spends the most time on. But overall, I still think it's an improvement over a film that was already pretty good anyway. So let me see your ranking of the Night Museum films, and I will see you next time.